Hello out there. This is Gary from the Patio. Just coming to you. Want to talk about my favorite episode that we had this year. We had a great year. Thank you to everybody that listened. My favorite episode was episode 3, where we talked about the ninja sword in the gas station, which was quite funny. And we also talked about Pablo Escobear. Which is also a very interesting topic for current news, because there is a cocaine bear coming out to theaters pretty soon. But I would say the reason why this is my favorite episode is because we all got together, and that was one of the first episodes we just talked about random stories that were just funny out there, and we were able to cut up, and it sort of opened the door. I'm not saying it's what caused our quick takes, but it did open the door to us just talking about random news that we just found funny, and let us talk amongst ourselves on the patio. But here's my episode, and have fun listening.
Welcome to the patio. Today we're going to bring you the Legend of Pablo Escobear and tell you about the 7-Eleven Swordsman of Hawaii. You'll want to stick around and listen to these stories brought to you by the guys from the patio. So, the drug cartels of Mexico have a new victim that has fallen under their prey. And it's a bear. There's a bear. Actually, a bear.
Like Yogi?
Yogi the bear. You could be Yogi. It could be
Boo
Boo. It could be
Hey,
Boo
Boo
Boo. But it's a bear. A bear who ate 88 pounds of cocaine was the victim of a large smuggling.
So
ring.
what?
I love his dedication.
What kind of bear specifically?
Strange as it may sound, this actually happened. Turns out no one can ingest so much cocaine and stay alive. Not even a 175-pound black bear from Georgia.
That's a big
I
black
bet
bear.
you a black bear from Crittenden County could.
I love how they threw Georgia in there. Like Georgia is the top-notch cocaine.
A bear from Arkansas, I'd expect, could live after he ate it.
That's meth.
Cocaine.
We ain't got no cocaine bears around here. All meth bears.
Yeah, our bears are meth.
Yeah, but isn't like
They have
meth
superpowers.
worse than cocaine?
So
Well, you know what they say. Move to Arkansas for the beauty. Stay because you sold your car for meth.
All right, this bear's named Pablo Escobear, as they later called him. The bear was on his usual walk through the woods in Chattahoochee, Oconee National Forest in December
they
of
made that shit up.
1985. Boy, this is a really old story.
It sounds good, though.
Were you even born in 1985?
85? Yes, I was 4.
DW, were you born
Yeah,
in
we
85?
were all born in '85 too.
Yeah.
So 88.
I was like an old man in 85.
88 pounds.
88 pounds.
He ate 88
Here's what
pounds.
I'm just impressed with, that he made it to 88 pounds. Like, that's unreal to
Look.
think you ingested that much.
So,
What I do know
Cocaine.
is, for about 5 minutes, he was an apex predator on land, sea, and air. There was
100%.
nothing that
He could fly.
Yeah, he could fly. If he could have found a body of water, he could have dove down and got a killer whale.
Megalodon.
So
Megalodon.
here's how the story goes. I'm not really sure how we know these details, but we're going to tell the story regardless. In December 1985, let's see, 1985, that's the year the Bears won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was
Walter
85
Payton.
Bears.
It was.
It was.
So the bear was
Icky
celebrating.
Shuffle. The bear was celebrating
what it
the
was.
Super Bowl championship.
He was Iggy shuffling and found some cocaine.
Iggy and Shuffle.
My question is, he ate 88 pounds. How much do you snort?
We may never know.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
All I know is that I remember that's the first Super Bowl I ever watched was the '85 Super Bowl with the Bear, and he was celebrating the
Well,
championship.
it was the last
Bear.
Super Bowl that bear watched.
Yeah, it probably was.
That's
his
what they
first
won,
time.
wasn't it?
Okay, so Pablo Escobear was walking through the forest doing ordinary bear things like back scratching against a tree or looking for food for the harsh winter ahead, when instead of apples or a river full of fish, he stumbled upon 40 plastic bags full of the purest cocaine there was. And hungry as it was, he ate it all up, down to the last cup.
They were probably in a picnic basket.
He was not looking for trouble, yet Pablo could not get enough of the star-spangled powder. He died on the spot. There isn't a mammal on the planet that could survive that, explained the medical examiner. I'm not so sure I agree with that. Would a humpback whale, with 88 pounds of cocaine, do to a
Prob-
humpback whale?
88 pounds is a lot.
Yeah, but a humpback whale, what is?
Dude,
Look it up, Gary.
that
Give me
would-
the information. I want to know what a humpback whale weighs.
that would numb a whale's face, I promise you.
So what about like a sperm whale? That's the biggest whale, right? Sperm, haha, laugh.
Ha-ha.
Okay, all right. Sperm whale. That's a humongous whale, right?
It's
I
a
don't
big
know
sperm.
that 88 pounds would kill a sperm whale.
The
I don't know.
Georgia
I mean-
Bureau of Investigation was assigned to investigate after a nose-powdered lifeless bear was found lying next to the containers in the middle of the woods. When he did the
Just a second.
autopsy,
Being the fat guy I am, I would have immediately thought he had powdered donuts.
why would
That-
you assume otherwise?
I mean,
in the middle of the
I'm-
Georgia forest. So
It's
here,
a
I
fat guy
hope
in
the
me.
story comes out and tells us why there was so much cocaine in the middle of the forest.
Humpback whales weigh 55,000 to 66,000 pounds.
Yeah, there is no
Pretty
way.
sure
man,
they're okay.
Yeah, like-
the 88 pounds of coke would not injure a humpback whale.
How much cocaine can your average 115-pound white Arkansas male do? Probably,
probably
not.
They
close.
can probably do
Probably
88
44
pounds of
pounds.
meth for sure. There's no doubt.
That's the ratio we need to find out.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
since
Look,
I'm
I'll
looking
tell
at
you
the
what.
facts, since I'm talking about the facts, a blue whale is bigger than a humpback whale. Are we all
Really?
aware?
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
290,000 to 330,000.
So a
pounds.
sperm whale is even bigger, right?
No,
No.
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 Sperms
How
are
much
small. Wah, wah, wah.
What about a narwhal? Where does narwhal fall in?
They're small too.
Okay.
It's a,
So
it's sperm
let's get
with
back
a
to
horn.
the story here. So the stomach of the bear, this is Pablo Escobear, was literally packed to the brim with cocaine. So maybe that's the problem. He ate the cocaine when he should have snorted the coke.
Correct.
So what
Well, if he
if
snorted it, it'd take him longer. He would have.
what if
mellowed
they
out.
packed it in the bear and the bear was
Oh,
and then it busted open inside the bear?
So
O-
they
Officer
were utilizing the
DW.
bear to smuggle the coke into the
What if they
United
had
and it ruptured.
What if they had it trained to
I
walk
love
from point A
40
to point
40
B, right?
88 pounds of coke is hard to stuff in a bear.
Hear me out though. What if they train this bear to walk from point A to point B, put 88 pounds of coke in it, and then its intestinal juices ate the wrapping, letting the cocaine go, killing the bear? It happens to people all the time that try to swallow
it's
cocaine.
Patrick-
Well,
Gadget
but
over here.
even then, is there a bear stomach hold 88 pounds of material?
A bear could eat Jamie.
Here's the
Jamie
kicker,
weighs
though.
more than 88
Here's the
pounds.
kicker.
Yeah,
This
slightly.
bear ate $15 million worth of cocaine.
Nice. That's the way to go down.
You ain't lying. That's in 1988
So it's-
standards.
What's
So in-
inflation on that, guys?
Or 85 standards.
Instead of the Wolf of Wall Street, it's the bear.
It appears
It's a bear market.
that the way the bear was found was that a team was actually tracking a drug smuggler and trying to uncover a drug smuggler ring in Kentucky. At the time, they were looking for cocaine that they believed was missing. Instead, they found an overdose bear. Wow.
They were looking for the bear that they put in, or the cocaine they put inside the bear.
Now, since we're talking about this apex predator bear that's on cocaine, what is scarier than a bear on cocaine, guys? Let's go one by one and let's just talk about that for a second.
That's
Because
a really
a
good
hyped up
question.
bear, when I'm hiking through the woods, I don't know how long he survived when he was on this cocaine, but you know.
This is
So-
why you're the smart one. This is
So
a
we're
question.
going to give our best guess on what the most
I
vicious.
know what's worse than a bear on cocaine.
Well, you go.
Go for it.
A 2-year-old on Monster is way worse than a bear on cocaine.
But is it more of an apex predator?
No, but it will absolutely drive you insane
May destroy your house.
and destroy your house.
Man, I think the scariest thing I can think of, hopped up on cocaine. Dude, I'm going to go gorilla.
I like
dang.
that.
Just a regular
Yeah.
gorilla?
Well, I mean, a cocaine-induced wild,
Freaking Harambe.
Harambe on cocaine.
Ooh.
You know what? He'd have withstood them bullets.
He would have. He'd have kept going. At least for a
He'd been
little
like
bit.
Scarface out there, yo.
He would have kept
A
going.
crackhead trying to make a few dollars is pretty impressive creature itself.
Donnie, what you think? What's tougher than a Harambe on coke?
Man. Y'all ever met a billy goat?
Oh,
I mean, I knew a guy named Billy.
Nah, a billy goat. You know how mean a billy goat
Oh,
is?
they're mean.
We're in Arkansas, right?
Yeah, they're kind of
A
tough.
billy goat on cocaine. He'll wreck your knees, I'm telling you.
Mm.
He'll
But
wreck your
how
knees.
does that compare to a gorilla, a silverback gorilla
Man.
on some cocaine?
Man, Harambe would body slam that goat to death. So right now, mine's winning, and he'd destroy a
Okay,
2-year-old.
what about Godzilla on cocaine?
Well, that's
Okay.
That's a little out there, but yeah,
But-
that's he's
88 pounds though.
Nah.
It would
Nah,
bother
it
me.
wouldn't bother
touch
him.
him.
He-
But Godzilla's already a bad mother anyway. So with the cocaine, does he really need the cocaine?
Gary, you got something.
So-
I got something.
You got something.
I
What
got
you got?
something.
Hey,
I'm
look.
gonna think outside the box here for a second.
Hold on. What if Godzilla came up and instead of spitting fire, he just spit cocaine on all the Asians?
On the Asians, why they
Then
got
you got like, because
Well,
that's where Godzilla
Wait,
is. And then
he
you
done
got,
landed in New
No,
York.
you have not watched the new
you got,
Godzilla.
you got
The new
76
Godzilla-
billion high Asians on cocaine.
The Chinese
Dude.
are going to
They-
attack
they be-
Taiwan.
Math would
That's
be a
what
new
I was
level.
They'd be making new mathematic methods and stuff.
Go
That's
ahead, Gary.
Absolutely absurd.
All right, y'all need to stick with me for just a second.
for
on
it.
this one,
Lord.
okay. Thinking about a creature of myth and legend,
Oh, now we're getting
Unicorn.
Unicorn.
Bigfoot
Oh.
on cocaine. All right, stick with me here, okay?
That's just like
I
supersized
don't like the
Harambe.
idea of a unicorn on cocaine.
No,
Unicorn.
they do sparkles and shit.
I say,
Not
I
the
say
unicorn
Griffin is
that-
what it
that-
was.
you
Okay.
know.
All right, Bigfoot. Okay, if he does exist, we would know once he became
Keep
hyped
the
up-
mic up to your mouth.
right here. We would know that he would become, under the influence of cocaine.
Bigfoot pull up on the block in like an 86
That-
Cadillac.
that's where I was going with this, though.
With some hydraulic.
Like nobody knows Bigfoot exists, and one day he comes running out and he jumps in the car, steals your car, and drives off. Or he shows up at a rave with glow sticks and shit.
Can you
Do
imagine
the Iggy
messed up.
shuffle.
the mullet, the beautiful mullet that Bigfoot
Look.
would roll around?
You'll be-
In
I know.
85? Yeah, it'd be
Look,
sweet.
you'll be
Sweet.
in a deer stand or a duck blind Bigfoot walk up. Hey man, you got $1?
But,
let me get-
but look, he'd
let me
be
get-
scratching that neck too, though. He'd be scratching that neck, talking about, "Hey, let me get $1. Let me hold that $1, player."
That would be that'd be a sight
So-
to see.
It would.
So
I think
what
it'd
would
scary.
be the ultimate challenge? Would be Bigfoot on cocaine versus a silverback gorilla.
Harambe?
Harambe.
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 I mean, one of them really exists. The other one's dead. So
How do you
that'd
know?
be the same one that really exists.
Well, then both are
backwards.
mythical creatures that do not currently exist.
Is
That's
Harambe-
true.
Well, with
Harambe
Pablo
doesn't exist
Escobar,
right now.
don't you know
he
Pablo
does not
Escobar?
exist right now.
Pablo Escobar had one hell of a high right before he died. You know that bear was like, woo! Strutting through there like, what's the wrestler does the strutting? What's his name?
Oh, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. He
Woo!
did
Nature-
Ric Flair.
he was the nature boy
He
for a
was
second.
the nature
He
boy.
was
for
the
a
nature
second.
boy
He's
for a
a
second.
natural bear.
They're saying I'm Mike Jones.
Well, rest
Matt
in
Jones.
peace, Pablo Escobar.
It's like where the bare dimes
Did you
at,
say
yo.
Matt Jones? Did you say Matt Jones?
Matt Jones was walking with the bear
That's
when
right.
it happened.
All right, let's pour one out for the bear.
How many deaths are related to ninja swords?
Well, I don't know of any that were related to ninja swords, but I did hear about this place in Hawaii. It was a gas station. Some guy got his hand cut off by a ninja sword from the gas station.
What kind of white trash gas stations they got in Hawaii?
You might be a redneck if you buy a ninja sword from a gas station.
Look,
Okay, here's the story. This is the exact story. I'm going to read it to
Or a
you.
meth head.
Okay.
or meth head.
So Honolulu, part of a man's hand was cut off by a sword at a
just
7-Eleven.
Stop.
7-Eleven.
I don't know what's worse, getting your hand cut off or part of your hand cut. I think I'd rather have my whole hand cut off.
According to officials.
Part of it sounds. Why does part of your hand cut off sound more painful?
Okay, this is a little different than the way our friend Gary explained it, right? Medical services in Hawaii, Honolulu, said a man in his 40s was attacked with a sword. He was attacked with a sword.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking.
We were led to believe the sword randomly fell onto the man.
Did this?
like assault weapons to randomly attack people.
But was
A
the
witness said there was an altercation between a 7-Eleven employee and another man inside the store. He said the incident escalated, ending with the employee allegedly cutting part of the man's hand off outside of the store with a sword. The victim started to shout and to cry. I would too. And then I look at him on the floor and I saw that half his hand was on the floor. The guy ran to the side of the door and he fell there on the floor, said Michael Souza, a witness who was visiting from Switzerland. So we got a Switzerland
Welcome to
man.
America, Michael.
Well, it's Honolulu. Is
Look.
Hawaii really America? I guess it is.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
America.
This
Okay.
this man's completely neutral. He done come all the way to Hawaii of all places in America and done seen a man's hand get
With a
sliced
sword.
off.
You're a
Okay,
you're
this gets better.
professional.
Hold on, this
You're
gets better.
professional neutrality.
So Honolulu police initially responded to the scene for a report of an assault, but it's quickly reclassified as an attempted murder. So while police have not confirmed the suspect is an employee, Swusa This is the Switzerland man. The man from Switzerland. Said the man with the sword had served him before and was quite pleasant. So a pleasant man at 7-Eleven pull out a sword,
Ninja sword.
and cut off part of this other man's hand. Now, okay, now that goes down as that's like epic.
Well, here it
Look.
is. It is epic, but I would like to have been the fly on the wall there and the conversation / argument that took it to that level, and then the reaction.
Look.
What would I have if somebody
Look,
pulled a ninja
all
sword
I know
on me?
is I will never again complain about the customer service we have here.
How many people have you ever seen have parts of their hand severed?
So,
by
like,
a ninja sword?
you said part of their hand. Does that mean he cut it like a hot dog or a hamburger?
I don't care. I'm interested in the form of the swing.
That's what I'm
I wanna
saying.
know
Yeah.
about.
Was it like he was doing the Vulcan and it got cut down the middle, or was it like all fingers?
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's two things that first come to mind. Why is Gary looking at news articles in Honolulu, Hawaii? First, right? And then second is you are a badass if you keep a ninja sword behind
Well, so-
your counter for protection.
Yeah. So was the guy working there? Did he have this on hand? Was it his defense?
I'm telling you, 7-Eleven sell swords and stuff like that, man, or gas
So
stations.
you think he used a sword that was being sold to protect himself and protect the?
I can't say that, because I don't know. But I walked into a gas station the other day here in where we live
Well,
in
hold
Critter
up.
County.
First of all,
Northeast Arkansas.
they also sell pipes that are with flowers in them.
Correct.
Quote
They-
unquote.
They do.
Yes.
But I looked over and they had a bunch of different swords.
And I love flowers.
They had knives that looked like the
here's a picture.
like an elven sword, from the Lord of the Rings. They had all designs on them. They had one that looked like a gun that flipped out and everything.
I like it.
Yeah, they had all these different types of knives. I just picture the guy working there gets mad while the guy's still arguing with him, goes over to the case and pulls out a sword and stops the argument.
I would, but you know what? A broadsword would have been much cooler though.
Maybe instead of gun control, we should do sword control.
And I,
More people die a year from knife injuries, I believe.
and I don't want to be.
Oh, this is funny. I got to read.
I don't
this. Go
have
ahead.
all the data on this yet, but it could have
Is
been
it
a
data or data?
So let me.
data. It
This
could
is
have been a samurai sword. I don't know.
so. This is all from swords, but going back to what we were talking about. Does anybody know when the original right to bear arms issue started and where it started?
The issue started or the amendment?
Where did the original right to bear arms, as far as we know it, as Americans, English people, start? Right.
1780s, I believe. Is 1783, something along those lines?
1066.
Well, no, because there was no American 1066.
That's correct.
No, there wasn't
Jamie.
an American 1066.
That's correct, Jamie. There
But
was no
hold on,
America.
hold on.
Firearms
Listen,
again?
here's food for thought, right?
I love food.
So you go. The original American
love thought.
stuff started in. Let's see what we got here. 1689, right? So that was even before America, right?
Correct.
But even in 1066, I don't know what a gun looked like then. I haven't taken the time to look, but it wasn't much, right?
Why would that dude would punch a hole in you?
But I mean, like even the ancient Chinese had some type
Oh,
of firearms,
yes.
right?
That they
Yeah.
If it didn't kill you, you definitely died from infection back then. I guarantee it.
So way back in, even before America was thought about, 1689, right? We gained our independence, 1776, right? We fought the British with guns that they
we
probably
were founded on guns. Yes.
they didn't want us to have, but we had them, right? So even they recognized before that the right to bear arms mattered in the ability to control the government, and it does 100%.
Look,
But it also increases the ability and your protection from other countries, which the Japanese invading Pearl Harbor is a prime example of that.
you go worldwide and look where guns have been regulated, and I don't want to throw a blanket statement on it, but there's really history speaks for itself. Generally speaking, when you regulate guns, bad things happen.
I got a question for you guys. How many law-abiding citizens have murdered another citizen?
Well, zero.
Legally?
Nah, it's not zero.
Legally?
Well, yes, it is
Murder.
zero. Once
Murder.
you
Well,
murder somebody, it's no longer
Okay, you're no
law-abiding
longer.
citizen.
So what he's
Correct.
saying. So okay, here's the point he was trying to make. Okay, so you're going to commit a gun crime, right?
Correct.
You can go purchase a gun legally.
Correct.
There are tons of people, and most of the people that purchase guns that commit crimes and shootings are not legally purchased firearms. So most of the shootings
No,
that happened
you're
in
right, yeah.
Chicago, Memphis, crime areas, they did not go to the Bass Pro Shop, fill out paperwork, buy a
Well,
pistol.
they
and
got
purchase
some
it
nice
legally.
First of all, Bass Pro's expensive, so I don't blame them for
but
going
they
out
did
going
not. They did not go through the proper channels to purchase the gun.
there. Unless Bass Pro wants to sponsor us,
So
then-
what-
then we support them.
What that tells you is that gun control by paperwork isn't going to change anything.
Yeah, but gun control by paperwork actually works.
It works for people that want
so?
to abide by gun control. It does not work. I
No,
could go.
no.
Okay,
yes.
so hear me out. I'm going into the world of knowing people, right, that don't abide by the law. So I know plenty of people that I had as CIs that if I wanted to go purchase an AK-47 today and not do any paperwork on it, it's going to cost me a little more money, but I could go buy it
You still know?
100%. So if I wanted to go buy it right now,
Let's
I
talk after
could,
this.
right? So
But this is what I'm saying. Putting another law in place does
No.
not fix the issue.
No. Criminals commit crime. I feel like I got an echo.
Yeah, I hear it only on your mic.
Only on my mic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But criminals commit crimes, and that's part of what happens. That sounds better. Right? Does that sound better? It
does.
Sounds better. Criminals commit crimes. That's what happens. Now, I will say this. I'm gonna go all the way back to the discussion about the bill Congress passed. So Congress passed it. It was 217 to 215. People are still up in arms about it. So the next move is it goes to the Senate. Now, the Senate is 50-50 split. But for something to pass Senate, it has to be a 60-40 vote. You would have to have 10 Republicans to vote in the affirmative to pass this bill. So the likelihood of it passing is very slim. People are really up in arms, and I get it. I'm not up in arms because, you know what, I've been a criminal before. It won't bother me to be a criminal again. That said, the likelihood of it passing is slim.
I would also like to clarify that they were up in arms, not up in bear arms.
Ha, ha, ha.
Oh, that's
it's a freaking terrible
Dad
joke.
joke.
Dad joke.
Look, I like pointing something else, too. I thought you were getting a haircut.
I did get a haircut.
I sound like an old man.
I didn't ask them to shave my chest hair, Jamie. Gee.
Well, you
I
should
told him
have
to take a
started with
little-
your back.
All
I
right,
told them
so
to take a little off the top. Okay.
So here's a question related to gun control. At what point do you think guns should be regulated? And here's what I mean.
I don't.
Okay. All right. I know your opinion already because we've been friends forever. You live with me for like 97
I think we're going to
years.
have grenade launchers.
Okay. So where should it stop? Like, what does the original Constitution mean, right? Does it mean that...
Right to bear arms.
So back in the day, does it mean we could own a musket, but they could have a cannon? Like now, so the comparison now would be we have a single shot AR-15. They have a
Who's
fully
they?
automatic
Who's
rifle.
they?
I'm talking about the military because the government is what it was originally designed to defeat.
Fun
right?
fact, we can technically own howitzers. We can have a black powder cannon.
What is that statement based?
We can have a black cannon, black powder firearm cannon in our home.
Yeah, because it's a goofy law that doesn't allow
Yes.
for black powder. It doesn't include black powder fired weapons. It includes it in the same category as like a muzzle loader, basically.
Yes. So we can put, live from the patio, we can go put us a howitzer in our studio and shoot people when they come up.
Dear people of America, please send donations.
We would like to have a cannon.
Today's episode brought to you by Howitzer.
We will 100% fire a cannon off in Terry Gibbs' backyard if y'all support
All right,
this.
so that's it. There we go right there.
So our goal as life in the patio would be so much better if we could fire a cannon
Hallelujah. Amen.
randomly into the sky.
As a matter of fact, I knew a young lady right across the way over here
I like where this story's going.
who her neighbor had a cannon, and they would fire cannonballs pretty regular, if I remember.
I'm hearing echoes again.
Is it my beard? Is my beard echoing?
It's not your beard.
Maybe another mic. I'll turn these games down.
So, yeah, I guess let's run through and talk about. My take is the Second Amendment is carte blanche or whatever the word is, that we can have what we want.
So, from your point of view, the Second Amendment allows you to own any weapon.
If I could afford it, I should be able to have an Abram tank.
The Second Amendment allows you to have whatever weapon you would like. But who should not be allowed to own weapons?
That's a good question right there.
Okay, my personal stance is any felon who is being committed of a violent crime.
So, a felon committed
With a violent crime.
that has been
Not
convicted,
a drug crime.
convicted of committing a violent crime, in your point of view, Fortenberry, should not be allowed to own weapons, and that's the only people that should not be allowed to own weapons.
Correct. So I got a friend. He got pulled over. They were duck hunting. He was smoking some weed. God bless him. Everybody knows. So anyway, he was duck hunting. I won't go any more into that. So he was duck hunting. Had got pulled over leaving the duck pit. He had some weed on him. Pop got a felony. So I mean, now he has to duck hunt with like a black powder. You know, he's hunting with a musket.
He could get a can and kill all kinds of ducks.
So I exaggerate a little bit, but that is a true story. My buddy got pulled over duck hunting. He had some weed with him. That's not a violent felony.
Look, all the police did was
To the ducks, it was.
All they did was enhance his duck hunting game. He got a black powder cannon, fill it with like chain maul and stuff. Shoot
They
That's
can start
it.
shooting shrapnel
Look.
up there.
Go to Westminster's fence, get some chains, stick in that thing, you kill all kinds of ducks. You just throw nets at them. All right. So
All right. All right, guys, we're back now with. I got a topic I happened across the other day. I want to get you guys' feedback on.
all right, what you got?
It's something I bet Jamie may be the only one that's probably ever heard of something like this. But I started reading about it. And initially, I was a bit turned off by it. Okay.
Turned off or turned on?
But then the more I read, the more it made sense. So the topic I want to talk about is angel hands.
Angel hands. Describe angel hands for me, because my mind's going places. I'm not sure where it needs to go.
So,
Is it church related?
well,
Show me what them hands do.
so this actually takes place in Taiwan, of all places. So it's hard to believe it'd be the Middle East. Okay, but it started in Taiwan.
Stop. Taiwan's not Middle
Taiwan's
East.
Asia, dog.
Yeah, that's
Okay, so Eastern Asia.
I already know where this is
That
going.
is Eastern Asia.
Middle Eastern
Okay.
Asia.
To Eastern Asia. Taiwan is the place where this takes place. Okay, the Taiwanese hand angel is what it's called. Aims to raise awareness of the fact that disabled people are often depicted as completely desexualized, though they actually have the same desires as everyone else. Would anyone think a disabled person didn't have the same desires as everyone else?
No, actually, no. My brother worked at a. Make sure I say this correctly. My brother worked at a special needs place, and he once told me there's two things that are ingrained in our DNA: eating and screwing.
Eating and sexual reproduction. How about that?
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, sure.
Procreation. How
Was
about
very
procreation?
kind.
Getting your rocks off.
Was very kind of you to use the youth word.
Yes. There
So-
might be youths listening.
In Taiwan, there's an organization you can volunteer for that provides digital gratification for those severely disabled that cannot receive gratification.
So that they
for
give
other means.
So they give hand jobs to people that can't do it themselves.
That's that's probably the way you would say it here in Northeast Arkansas. Yes.
Okay, so by volunteers, can you volunteer to receive?
No.
You said digital.
Can you be
Digital, your
voluntold
hands,
for
digital.
this?
Digital by hand.
Digital as in digits, the fingers.
Yes,
In
digit.
North Korea, they volunteered.
Phalanges.
Yeah,
It's
I was-
phalanges.
I was trying to
Digits,
figure out how
phalanges.
my computer was going to help me out. But
No, that's the more modern version of digital.
In
but
North Korea,
digital manipulation.
Yeah, in
Behind
North
the
Korea,
times.
Terry, it's volunteer.
Voluntold, North Korea.
So Taiwan, it's officially known as Republic of China, right? Has one of the best health systems in the world. right?
Hold on.
Obviously.
I got a joke that if it goes too far, it's going to pass. You could be getting a hand job from Kim Jong-un or Il or whichever one.
I think Jamie probably had one from Kim Jong-un, but that would have been a long time ago.
Tiny hands.
Well, you know, the tiny hands make it feel bigger.
And what was the? Never mind. I'm not going there. We swore that subject was off topic.
Yeah, some things we
so
can't talk about.
Some things we can't talk about. And there's many stories that we'll share throughout the course of the recording this, but we're going to save the good ones for later. So, but how do you guys feel about that? When I first read this,
I think it's excellent. I mean, so how does this work out? Do you like? Can I pretend to be handicapped?
It's almost like Make-A-Wish. So a person will apply.
Make a chub.
Look, what would be your wish? Okay, you want to go to Disney World, or you want somebody to
Hell
come?
no, Disney World versus a hand job.
Yes, and you think about that. That's your first experience.
So do they have oral hands? Is that an option?
No, I think that'd be mouth angels, but I don't think
Mouth
that's
angels. Mouth angels. Yes.
M-O-U-F. Mouth.
the mouth. I think we knew a few of those. They were teethless and probably on meth, but they would be meth angels / mouth angels.
I see Taiwan as trailblazers for the healthcare.
You know
industry.
what?
I do.
Trailblazers. What I do know is for a small fee, you can go to the back casino over here and you find some mouth angels.
Mouth angel.
So is that the same as lot lizards, mouth angels?
But in Taiwan, you don't have to pay. It's government's,
Well,
supported.
actually, I believe it's Switzerland. I think it's one of those socialist European countries that they allow them to go in there and do. So you can get a prostitute. I think it's twice a year if you can't afford one. You set up. I mean that's a pretty good gig. Now I'm not socialist, but I can be socialist for that.
You trying to get laid twice a year?
Well,
Times
for
are
Jamie,
hard, bro.
I think I've said this before. Go big, go home.
Twice a year?
Twice, hell yeah, twice a year. That's two babies.
So check this out, guys.
Do you have the stamina for that?
Hold on. So,
No, I don't have stamina.
Fortenberry, it's better. In the Netherlands, the National Health System provides a grant scheme for people with disabilities to receive public money for pay for sexual services up to 12 times per year.
12. So Netherlands.
Once per month.
That's
You know
once
what?
a
That's
month.
where we're
Now,
going.
now we're talking.
Look, let me get my wife. We're moving to the Netherlands. Can
Once
we
a
do this
month.
podcast overseas? Because
We can do it remotely. 12 times a year, the government will pay for you if
Dude,
you're
my-
disabled to have sex.
Hey.
I have to be disabled.
Jamie, I know several people in the Netherlands. We can work this out.
My tank will be empty.
Okay, so Vincent, the 50-year-old founder of Hand Angel, lost his legs to polio and says his disability allows him to better empathize with the applicants.
Whoa.
Did
Stop.
he lose
Stop.
his third leg?
Stop, just a second. He lost his legs? Would you have to be missing
He
arms?
lost his legs to polio. No, I think he's a giver. Okay, I think he's a giver. Let me finish. All right. So, without any of the patronization disabled people can sometimes face, he emphasized that disabled people share the same physical emotional needs as any others, and therefore should have the right to pursue them. In order to decide who's entitled to use their services, Hand Angel first assess an applicant's level of disability. The person has to be recognized by the government as having a serious physical impairment but can't be mentally disabled. Once they're cleared, the service is totally free, but each applicant can only receive 3 bouts of sexual stimulation.
3 like ever or per year?
3 ever, because right now there's only 10 people that actually volunteer and are giving hand jobs.
You know what? I've been looking to volunteer for a good cause. How do I sign up for this?
There's gonna be
Some are
11.
gay, some are straight, and some are disabled. Some are PhD students, some are social campaigners, and some work in the media.
Jamie will be classified in his own group.
That's right.
Hugging, caressing, and kissing on the face are fine.
No,
but
no,
any
no, 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 no.
penetrative,
Everybody knows you pay
fingering,
extra for
oral, vaginal, and anal is not allowed.
I feel like it's too
Okay.
intimate once you're kissing someone.
All right,
Yeah.
so when it says that, does that mean that this is only a service that's offered to men? Because it says penetrative, so you got to penetrate,
Okay,
unless
so
you're just
check this out.
stimulating
So
the
Yeah,
other
penetrative.
regions,
More,
right?
hold on. More about Andy's story. So when Hand Angel took Andy to the motel, so this is the guy with the polio. That's Andy. The volunteer caressed him thoroughly, gave him a hand job. He described the intimacy being so intense that for a minute he believed he was in love.
Jamie, call Andy.
He knew it was only temporary, but he felt like he was in love. The experience
Yeah.
provided him with an emotional connection he had never felt before.
That's not emotional.
It's really sad if you think about it.
It is, but I like it. I mean, this is great for
So,
the disabled people.
Jamie, as a hand angel, and I'm going to try to find your application because this would be great to let you apply. This is part of the Hand Angel's mission, not just providing a sexual service, but also bringing forth an emotional and social transformation in applicants.
All right,
Look.
Jamie will be. Y'all can apply here on, the patio.
So, like, is there a tryout period? You got
Yeah, people
So,
are applying on the
look.
patio for. We have 3 hand jobs that you're up for. So you're like, sorry, buddy.
So look, first you start with Gary, and if you can handle that monster, you're qualified to support all the other disabled people. Because I would say that 3 legs qualify for disability
Gary
here
has
in this house anyway.
If you can hear, Gary's got the light pole penis. If you can handle that, you're good to go.
So guys, this was very, very good topic to discuss from the from the
play
couch.
us out.
So,
Play us out.
so
Dave.
hold on, we got one more thing we want to talk about.
What are we talking about?
We're gonna let Fortenberry. We're sitting around. We're talking today about hand angels. We're talking about guns, right?
Which they go hand in hand.
And they go hand in hand. So
No pun intended.
What are we drinking on today, though? That's a good question.
So, me and T have to be drinking some Bullet. I got a little Bullet water going on. It is starting to talk to me. T's working on some Bullet and soda. So, me and T drinking Bullet. Donnie, what you, DW, what you drinking on?
That wild turkey and Diet Dr. Pepper.
Dude,
Wild
I'm
turkey.
I'm a lover of wild turkey. I love turkeys, love them wild.
You love your women like you like your turkey.
That's right, wild.
Nothing
Scoff,
fancy,
Wild and
nothing
dark.
fancy.
Scoff, what you got?
I got some Makers 101 and some Diet Dr. Pepper, which Diet Dr. Pepper goes well with anything. I think it's because of the 23 flavors.
Which flavors are there
I
included?
don't
in
know,
Diet
but
Dr.
you can mix it with anything,
I
and the
have really
flavor
got
just gets
to where
robust.
I've got to where I like water with my bourbon. Maybe it's 'cause
You
I'm
just
old.
like
I'm
cracking the
old.
No,
cracking
so
the
water
spirit.
with the bourbon simply brings down the burn. It brings down the hotness. So it brings down the proof. So one way to sample bourbons when you do a testing and make sure you're not taking account the true flavor and not just the proof is that there's a formulation of water to add to the bourbon based on the proof to bring it down to.
Sometimes it's minimal. It's like a couple
For me,
drops.
when I sample water, I add a little bourbon to it.
Oh, that's a
right,
good
same
idea.
thing.
Yeah.
So,
sample
I mean,
water.
like me personally, I have discovered that I like a 90 proof bourbon. That's my number.
I like a 101.
120, I don't
Let
care
me tell you
for.
what, rare breed. Wild Turkey rare breed is probably my jam, and I think that's a 108, something like that. It's a.
4 Roses.
It knocks
single
socks
barrel
off.
Select, not single barrel select. Single barrel.
I almost got
Is
that
my
stuff. This Bullet, but pound for pound, I'll take Buffalo about against anything. Have y'all tried Tin Cup?
No,
Yeah.
Have you not? I like Tin Cup.
I like 10 Cup.
It's right in the same genre as Bullet and Turkey and all that.
But I mean, like, we're still in the tiers of like whiskey or bourbon that you would mix with other stuff, right? So like any of that, you go home and like, I'll pour this in there. Yeah, I'll mix it with Coke. Then you get into
like
your
cocaine?
bourbons.
Hell yeah.
You mix.
Hey, you
sort
mix
that.
cocaine
right.
with anything.
All right,
right.
guys. Thank you for listening
Play us out.
today.
Turn that mess into a slurry.
Play us out, T.
Thank you for listening today. This is episode 2 of Life on the Patio. And we're going to leave it here. Hit the like button. Get back to us.
5 stars. You know the routine.
Give a shout out to that guy right there. The music.
Let's give a shout out to
Marty
the
Ray
Marty
Project.
Ray Project right here from the Mid-South for letting us use his music.
Sing it, Marty.
And join us next week.
From the courthouse wall, I'm living in the clouds and I ain't gonna fall. Somebody done saved this outlaw.